A very good morning to dear students of class 10th. I welcome you to this new class of social science wherein we will be continuing with the chapter agriculture. As in the previous class, children, we discussed the meaning of agriculture and the importance of agriculture in our country, children. We saw that India is an agricultural country. Number two, India produces most of the food which we consume. Number three, we saw agriculture also produces most of the raw materials for our various industries, children. Then, children, let us discuss types of farming. Since agriculture is a farming activity, we all know this. Then, what types of farming are there? Over years, we discussed in the previous class also that over the years, India has changed significantly upon the types of farming through various reasons, because of various reasons, technological knowledge. Okay, children, when we were not having, your school was not having smart board and e-learning, teachers used to teach through books, blackboard, and that's it, and through explanation. But with the advancement of these e-learning, we had first TeachNext, then we had Tata Edge. So this is the technological know-how, how we are coming into technological aspect. So adaptation to new technology also plays a very important role in knowing the types of farming, children. Then children, the third point, we saw that at present in different parts of India, there are majorly three types of farming done. So number one type of farming is primitive subsistence farming. Sorry about the light. Number one, children, the first type of farming is primitive subsistence farming. Number two is intensive subsistence farming, and number three, children, is commercial farming. I will explain each type of farming in detail one by one, children. Primitive subsistence farming. Now, children, this type of farming is still practiced in few places in India. Now, as the name indicates, primitive, old, subsistence, something for your own. Farming is naturally the farming practice. So, children, this type of farming is still practiced in few places in India. It is practiced on small patches with the help of primitive tools like digging sticks, family people, and community labor. Not just any external machinery labor, family labor. So this type of farming depends upon number one, monsoon, natural fertility. Okay, when I say natural fertility, what do you understand? Natural fertility is the natural content of fertility which is present in the soil. We are not adding any artificial fertility through fertilizers, manures, pesticides. So natural fertility. So the farming is being dependent, primitive subsistence farming is being dependent on number one, natural fertility, number two, monsoon, and of course the soil. The soil and the suitability of environmental conditions. For example, children, a farmer has a piece of land which is not suitable for cotton cultivation because cotton requires lot of water. Then at initial stages, children, and less water, for example. So type of land which is not suitable for any kind of cultivation of any product, then children, what will happen? Children, then the environmental factors are not suitable. Then the farmer is ultimately relying on natural factor which is monsoon. Natural fertility is allowing the farmer or not, whether the fertility, for example, good amount of fertility in the soil enhances good production of wheat and rice. If the soil is minimal fertile, then the farmer cannot have abundance of cultivation of rice and wheat over his piece of land, children. So this shows that in this primitive type, the farmer is ultimately relying on natural factors, right? No artificial fertilizers, then no extra machinery work. Then it is also called slash and burn cultivation. Farmers, slash and burn, you all have been studying in your environmental science since class 6, which is also known as zooming cultivation. Yes or no? Shifting cultivation, where the farmer clears a patch of land and produce crops till the fertility of the land is there. If the fertility of the land is exhausted, the farmer leaves that patch of land, children. So I will read this for you, that when the soil fertility decreases, the farmers shift and start cultivating in the same way on a fresh patch of land. This allows nature to replenish the fertility of the soil. Productivity in this type of farming is low, as fertilizers or modern inputs are not used. Children, it is not just with farming practices. Anywhere, children, when you are not putting in extra effort, are you going to see extra result? No, you are not going to see extra result. You thought, man has already taught this chapter, I will not read. Then maybe there are some important points which the second teacher has taught, but you missed it. When you are not putting in extra effort, are you going to get extra marks? No. You will get the marks only how much you have comprehended. So it is applied everywhere, even in cooking also. If not putting extra time for the food to get completely cooked, you are switching off the flame, ultimately the food will be left uncooked. Similarly, in the case of farming, when we are not putting in extra things in farming, we are not using any fertilizer, the production is very, very less. Now, we have very different names of slash and burn cultivation in India and the world also, which is given in your book, which you are going to learn on your own. For example, Northeast Jhuming, Manipur Pamlu, then Chhattisgarh Deepa, then we have different names in the world also. For example, Central Africa, Masol, Venezuela, Kanako. So these are the different names. Now, intensive, second type of farming, intensive subsistence farming. It is not primitive subsistence, it is intensive subsistence farming. Now in this type of farming, children, the farming is practiced in areas of high population pressure. Always remember, intense, something the land is what intense of. So land is intense of population pressure. So intensive subsistence farming is practiced always in that area which has population pressure on land. It's labor intensive farming. Labor intensive farming means it has involved lot of labor, where high doses of biochemical inputs and irrigation are used for obtaining higher production. There are three different things in this intensive from primitive. Primitive was in a farmer's patch of land anywhere. Intensive, it is being practiced where there is high pressure of population on land. Second difference, it is labor intensive. There it was family members orientation. Here it is labor intensive. Third difference, children, is it uses high doses of biochemical inputs and irrigation. So we are adding on, we are putting extra things like fertilizers and manures, and we have brought in extra water through irrigation. Right, children? Why? To have higher production. So though the right of inheritance leading to the division of land among the successive generations of the land holding size uneconomical. It means, because of the execution of right of inheritance act, every farmer has to divide his piece of land into the amount of children he has. Because of this, children, we are putting lot of pressure on land. One piece of land which is large, here farming is different, whereas if you divide that one piece of land into 4 pieces, can you imagine how much pressure is going to be there on those 4 pieces of land of that earlier one piece of land? So they are trying to explain that due to the law of inheritance, children, lot of pressure has been put on land. Thus, there is enormous pressure on agricultural land. And the third type of farming is commercial farming. Now, commercial farming, children, in this type of farming, higher doses of modern inputs like HYV seeds, high yielding variety seeds, chemical fertilizers, insecticides, pesticides, every single thing is being used. Okay, why? To get high amount of productivity, very, very high amount of productivity. The degree of commercialization varies from region to region. The degree of commercialization, commercial farming always has to deal with trade. This farming is growing only those products, is growing only those food items, those which are good for trade. So commercial farming, the name is given commercial because it is dealing with money, trade, exchange. So the commercial activity of the activity, degree of commercial activities depend from region to region. In some region commercial activities are very high, in other regions commercial activity are very less. For example, if you talk about Punjab, it has Punjab and UP, they are the highest producer of wheat. Of course their commercial activity will be very high. But if you talk about rubber, do you think rubber activity will be high in Punjab and UP? No. So it differs from region to region. So example, rice is a commercial crop in Punjab and Haryana, but in Odisha it is a subsistence crop. In Odisha it is not that important crop, it is a subsistence crop. So I hope you have understood the three major patterns of farming. Now let us come to plantation, a different word. Why we don't call plantations as farming? Why? Plantation is a type of commercial farming, children. Plantations always deal with the production of those goods or crops which have to be traded. Always, always and always it deals with those which have to be traded. So it is a type of farming in which only one single crop is grown in a large area. The plantation has interface of agriculture and industry. Interface of means here the crops are grown also and they are moved to industries also for further processing. Plantations use capital inputs. Capital intensive inputs means plantations, wherever there are plantations, you see coffee plantation, tea plantation, in those gardens, those areas, those lands, only and only those specific type of crop will be grown. If tea, only tea. If coffee, only coffee. And they involve very high amount of capital, money, high intensive labor. So all the produce is used as raw material in respective industries. Now, tea plantations in Assam and North Bengal, coffee plantations in Karnataka, etc. Rubber plantations in Kerala, like this we have different plantations in India. Since the production is mainly for market, a well-developed network of transport and communication connecting the plantation areas, processing industries and market is present. Now I'll repeat this line again. Since the production is mainly for market, what we are going to have near the plantations? Well developed network of transportation, right? Why? When the crops will be ready, they have to be transported to industries for processing. Coffee beans cannot be used directly with those beans. They have to be furnished, they have to be processed. So good transportation system, well connected network. Then we have communication network, then we have processing industries and a market near the plantations. So I hope the four types are very much clear to you. Primitive, subsistence, intensive, then we have commercial farming, and then we have plantations. Now I will stop for today's class, children. We will continue with cropping pattern in the next class. For that you need to read the chapter and come back with full preparation. So thank you so much, children. Have a good day.